Who's ready for some Premier Draft? Oh, interesting. I assume this card is a bomb. Just like on one level, it's just going to be a good-sized Lorgoyf at some point. Because it only counts your graveyard instead of both graveyards, like the original Lorgoyf did. Valiant Rescuer is quite good. Blood Curdle is quite good. But I'm going to try this Mythic Rare. If I assuming I end up running this, which is pretty likely because I could be black or green or black green. I do want to get a screenshot of my deck so I know what I can tutor out at any given point. Well, I mean, I think I'm going to take this. I don't think I'm going to be able to play this as a companion. The not playing any card or any permanent with, three or greater converted mana cost seems pretty difficult. But you can just run it in your deck, and it's a 3 mana 3/2 lifelink, and it lets you recast cheap permanents out of your graveyard. Seems great to me. So. And it is kind of on color with this as long as we play black. So, well, I'm going to keep taking the rares. Yeah, this one doesn't, I mean, apparently this is like mega broken in older formats. But, I don't know. Companion's kind of ridiculous. Ooh, interesting. This seems good with what we're doing. I guess it doesn't really work with the Loris particularly great, but that's fine. And it is the one color we want to be in. Okay, let's get some aristocrat going on. Boot Nipper's fine, whatever. So I guess the Fiend Artisan makes us not want to be a mutate deck so much, because you don't want to sacrifice the things you've mutated onto. Kind of 2-for-1ing yourself. I will say the mutate mechanic is, for limited anyway, very well developed. It creates a lot of interesting decision points. It's not too good usually, but it can definitely start messing with you. Okay, this is not our greatest pack because we want to be black, but the only black card here is Corpse Charms. It's not great, although honestly, nothing in this deck is that great. So there's like some mediocre green creatures. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take Dranish Healer. It's probably just the best card in the pack. Cycling 1 is great. This works very well with Lurrus. You can cycle it and then still recast it. Sure. And Lurrus does encourage you to have, well, that's a late fire prophecy. There's also Blitz Leech, which is a pretty good thing to get for Fiend Artisan. Land. Lead the Stampede's quite strong. Usually you're going to be able to hit, on average, at least 2. You can certainly get the average up to 3 creatures. Sandworm's pretty good. This is interesting. I think I'm just going to take the Fire Prophecy. This is such a strong card. It's not working the greatest what we have here, but it's just so good on rate. Well, maybe you take the Leadless Stampede and just try and just run a zillion creatures. And we're already... That would work well with their Bastion of Remembrance. Oh. Ho, ho, ho. I guess there's still some chance we could be like green-white and still play both our rares. This card is odd. It doesn't seem bad, but it doesn't seem good. It looks like green-white is the most open that we're getting here. Like, this is good, this is good to I think I want to take the excavation one. Is that right? Sure. Okay, now we're okay. So I guess I don't know. It was weird. It looked like black was like completely not open for the last 3 packs or so, and now these are both not amazing but good ones. And then there's a very good green-black uncommon. So let's just take this. Try and be green-black. Yeah, green-black seems fine. And the land would be fine, but I want to make sure we have a good number of creatures in our deck, and Loot Nipper is a fine creature. I think this is a mutual destruction deck, although I gotta say that Valiant Rescuer is excellent as well. But I think I'm going to try and stay sort of on color. Get this mutual destruction. Okay, Cunning Nightbonder's not bad, but I think I want to make sure I get a Lurking Deadeye in my deck. Definitely want to have at least one of those to get with our Fiend Artisan. Okay. Get another Mosscut Goriak. The land is not a bad idea. I think I'm going to go with the land. It also acts as a duel to make sure we can cast our Lurrus. Okay, we can take a Honey Mammoth. That is perfectly acceptable. Seems pretty solid to me. Do want to get a let's see what are they finally added this feature where I can look in here. We have 8 creatures so far, which is good. We may or may not play this as Randith Healer. I mean, it's not really a good enough card to cycle or to 2 mana 2/2 is not something you want to play in your deck as a splash color, but when we can cycle it away and then replay it with the Lurrus and just have the ability to cast it for free, this Blossoming Sand seems fine. This feels pretty good. Let's see, Blitzleech came back. It's another good one to have the option to tutor up. Pretty happy with this pack 1. All companions all the time. Karuga and Lurrus are not the best of friends, but like we can just play them both as just cards in our deck. I think that's what I'm looking at. There's nothing else particularly interesting. These are both very good blue cards. I'm not the hugest fan of the Easy Prey, particularly when we're trying to be creature dense. Yeah. I'll just take the Karuga and just plan out land in the deck. Okay. That doesn't seem great. I guess you probably want this rammed through. We're pretty light on removal. We do want to be creature heavy as much as possible, but ram through is just top-notch removal in a creature heavy deck. So I'll take that. So now we've got one thing that's pulling us to have 1 and 2 drops, and one is pulling us to have 3 or more drops. So like we just like can't go wrong if we take permanents. And then the idea is to have a few high impact spells. This feels good. Just take a quick look at the curve so far. So far we're pretty low. It's fine. Alright. So Party wants to take the Frostlings, but we're not on color for that. I think the Boot Nipper is just a fine take here. Thwart the enemy is quite annoying to play against. Quite annoying, I have discovered. But it's fine. Ooh. Sleeper Dart and Luris is a good combo. It's not the best combo with Lead the Stampede. I'll just take the Boot Nipper. Wouldn't hate having one of those in the deck. Because we can probably, early morning, we can probably get a sacrifice outlet to reuse our 2-drops to draw cards or something. There's a few of them in the set. Oh, I didn't know Luris had a little one. Didn't work. This work. Yeah. Okay, Cavern Whisperer is pretty good. It's not exactly on plan with us, but it seems, well, like basically the only black or green card in here. So it would not be unlikely for being cut in black after passing the whatever the 4-mana murder that puts a menace counter on one of your creatures. So a second Bastion of Remembrance, a pacifism we could splash. Survivor's Bond. I think I want to get this Bastion of Remembrance. Like, that effect stacks up quite well. And I mean, we've got one dual land so far, but this pacifism is not the easiest splash. What does this card even do? Yeah, it's not great. Okay, double Bastion. Guess we take the Excavation Mole here. Yeah, we don't need that many 6-drops. Seeing the Flare is fantastic, but we're not in that set. Or not in that archetype, rather. Definitely got a good bit of self-mill. Don't have that much payoff yet. Just the Luris to get things out of our graveyard, I believe. Coilbug is good. That's a payoff. Works well with our stuff. Perfect. So, like, this is probably just going to be like a 5/4 that draws a card, generally, which is a fantastic card. A 5-mana 5/4 that replaces itself is just a solid, very solid B. I would imagine. It's also got a reasonable bit of upside. I mean, we've, all right. So memory leak, I think, would be generally better. I think we want to be pretty creature heavy, so maybe the Bristling Boar is what we want. Hammer Leak is pretty good. I just want all the creatures I can get. Yeah, we got another one, another Mutual Destruction, I think. Something we're looking for over in this deck over a Dark Bargain. This is fine. So we're playing best of ones that don't have a sideboard. I don't think I might run the Suffocating Fumes. Flourishing Fox is whatever. That'd be just a take for vault stuff. Although, oh, okay, okay. You definitely get into this. Just having a one mana creature that we can rebuy constantly with Lurrus and sacrifice to Fiend Artisan feels pretty good. Getting pretty high on my priorities to get a what was it? Sure. Ah, go away. Go away, kitty. It's a 4 mana 2/4 human at 1 mana sack. Sack a creature, gain life equal to its toughness, and you draw a card. It's unlikely this will end up in our deck, but it's possible. Possible as... Sure, okay, this is a really good card. Not in our colors yet. What are the options? The other options are not, like, Fangs probably isn't making our deck. Impulse, I guess Naturalist is probably something we're interested in. Taking the Mythic is not the worst idea. It's pretty hard for us to cast. Pretty hard, especially the Mutate cost is double blue. Alright. Fine. You got me. Slitherwisp is not that hard for us to cast. It's also not that good in our deck. I will admit, not that good. The Titanith Rex is pretty good, especially we effectively have extra copies of it. So that's something when we get up to 10 mana. Just it's not impossible to get this Titanith out of our deck. What else is in here? Nice Squad Commando is not that bad. Alright. Take it. Ooh, interesting. I think we're just going to take this back for more. It's quite good. Sure. Run for more of that. Oh my goodness! Well, I was going to be very happy to take this, but I'm going to think I'd take this. 1/3 Death Touch. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I mean, we're not the greatest at just killing stuff, but I mean, we've got 2 Mutual Destructions and ram through. Yeah, just works with that. This pack's not exciting at all. I think I'm going to take the Brushwag and probably not play it. Skull Prophet? Nice. Wouldn't hate having one of these. There's an extra Titanith is maybe a little unnecessary. Alright, we're gonna have to make some pretty serious cuts here. Do we want a third dead weight or a third mutual destruction? Probably not over dead weight or potentially even sleeper dart, which works very well with Lurrus, although the dead weight works well with Lurrus too. So I'm just going to take the dead weight. Okay. A third excavation mole or a night squad commando. I think we could probably get that night squad commando in there. We want extra bodies. What we're doing so far. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to take some of these out. We got 21 creatures so far, so we can definitely have a bunch of creatures for our lead stampede if we want to. Though it's a little awkward, like lead the stampede wants you to have a lot of creatures is not a creature. Bastion of Remembrance wants you to have a lot of creatures is not a creature. Mutual Destruction wants you to have a lot of creatures is not a creature. Ram through. Second verse, same as the first. Drannith Healer could probably go to the sideboard. I think we are still going to run this just to help us cast our Lurrus. This deck feels quite good. These cuts are going to be hard. Whisper Squad, probably not going to make it. I'll leave it here. Like, if you get a second one, it definitely gets way better. I'm not going to run it as just by itself. None of these cards are making our deck. I'm just going to take this. Alright, none of these cards are making our deck. It doesn't matter. We already have one unlikely 8 in the sideboard and lots of cards to cut out of here. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Are we more likely to run a Dark Bargain or a Corpse Churn? Why would you auto-select this as a silliness? Okay. So let's go ahead and just take everything we don't necessarily love in this deck. The boar's not great. Night Squad's not necessarily great. One of the moles can go to the sideboard. Fumes. Want that, want that, want that, want that. Okay, Whisper Squad can definitely go. Corpse Churn's not required. Mostly this Cavern Whisperer is not amazing in our deck. Okay. So at this point I've pretty well leaned out. And let me see where we're at. We're at 13 creatures. We definitely want 2 more creatures in this deck at least, and I'll lead the Stampede. Bastion of Remembrance deck. I think I want this Blitz Leech and probably a second Excavation Mole. And really would like to get a 16th creature in here, probably this Night Squad Commando. If I did that, I'm just going to bring all my non-creature spells here and see if there's anything I could potentially cut. I could potentially cut the Lead the Stampede, honestly. Let's I'm going to pull up the old hypergeometric calculator. Let's see, what are... If we just ran 15 creatures... what's... Oops. Sample size 5. Okay, there we go. So I'll put in 2 as our whatever. We have a 72% chance of being 2 or more. So let me just, does it do the graph here? Okay. So let's go for the worst of it. We would have a 7% chance of whiffing. That's not good. We would have a 7% chance of getting exactly 1 creature. 37% chance of getting 2 creatures. 21% chance that we get 3. And then 5% chance of 4. And then 5 is less than 1%. It seems like a fine card, but not an amazing card. I think I'd... I just really think this Night Squad Commando is pretty good in our deck, with double Bastion of Remembrance, Fiend Artisan, Mutual Destructions. So I guess it's possible I could cut this back for more, but I don't. That card is great. Just to reanimate and fight something. Although I guess we're not the biggest. Well, we can be the biggest, but in general, we're not the best fighters in the world. This does feel like a 17 land deck to me. Though we are, I mean, we've got 3 mana dorks, 2 mana dorks. So that is something we could possibly cut, but we do have a number of mana sinks. We're at 16 creatures here. Alright, Night Squad Commando, you're out. The same thing about Night Squad Commando is it also works with the Karuga, which we don't have. I mean, you know, we're relatively low curve. You know what, actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut a land. And hope we don't get totally screwed. We should be okay. So if Night Squad Commando would rather be a swamp in our deck, we'll know about it. Okay. Let's play. We are on the play. We have a reasonable hand. Let's go ahead and keep this. One that took a mulligan. Very kind of them. We are looking to hit that 3rd land pretty hard. but we definitely got some tools to keep the game going if we don't hit it. Okay. Bring more ear. That third round. Passive reader. No, we didn't hit our third land, but passive readers are fine too. Dead weight. Impulsion. Okay. Well, we can attack here, nothing bad can happen really. I guess it's possible we could have the artifact that would not let our naturalist on tap, but whatever. The almighty brush flag. We are not good at hitting lands. I think we just play the Bastion. Yeah. They there have counterspell mana open, but it's not the end of the world. This gets countered. Sure. No attacks. Ooh. Okay. So this... yeah, these two deal double. Alright. Seems like a pretty reasonable... well, a couple things I could do. I could mutual destruction the Prey Piercer. And if I did that, I would also be able to lead the Stampede. I don't think I'm that worried about the Prey Piercer when we're at 18. I do want to... they feel like a mutate deck. I want them to mutate onto something and then kill it. So I'm just going to play the macro... Karuga, the Macro Sage, and draw a card. Also, you know, it's a good blocker on this board. No attacks, please. So this is a source you control with an odd permanent, or odd convert CMC. Deal damage to a permanent player, does double that damage instead. Okay. I'm perfectly fine if they want to spend all their mana to do this. And this actually would not even trample over, because you assign 4 damage to this, and yeah. Trigger there. Nice. 18 all. Second Bastion. That is something I'm interested in. Yeah, I think we just play another Bastion and a Coil Bug. Yeah, I'm on board with this. No attacks, thank you. So with 2 Bastions, like, it's gonna be tough on them. So this would deal 6 to me, so I don't think I'm a fan of that. I'll just go ahead and chump one time. So after this attack step, we're going to be at 16 and we're going to be at 19. So it's not the most productive attack step ever. And now we can swing back, in theory. They do have some manas open. They could have some sort of flash threat. But that's fine. I'm gonna be pretty conservative and just attack with this guy, because I'm planning on sacrificing him to kill the Obash. Let's... yeah. Lead the stampede. That's fine. We'll draw two. I mean, yeah, they didn't have a flash threat. They chose not to eat our 1/1. Primal Empathy. Okay. That's a pretty good card. I feel like we just want to play the Blitz Leech. I mean, we could just play out these Bootnipper Excavation Wall. Like, it's getting rough on them for just in terms of life total. I don't love them drawing extra cards, so this works if you... Okay, so these are tied, so they would still draw a card. Like, mutual... well, let's see. If we... Mutual Destruction... I could just, on their upkeep, Blitz Leech this. Yeah, no, then that gets awkward. I think I just need to start playing out threats. And then try and leverage our total advantage. And actually... sacrifice the coil bug. Just don't want to draw cards. Alright. Actually, yeah. Attack with both of these and then use this guy in combat. Yep. Guys. Throw that. They're just so far behind on life totals, it's going to be hard for me to come back. That is an elemental jellyfish, so it does pop it. Okay, you can attack and untap it. Sure. Yeah, this is fine. Target creature I don't control. And just attack everybody. Grab his name. So, I just got my first message in chat from somebody who's trying to sell me It's only bot views. Not interested in bot views. Interested in people views. Also, I'm not spending money on this particular endeavor. It's a dubious distinction for me to. Oh, dang! I forgot to take the snip of what I can tutor up with my feed artisan. Oh. Just gonna have to wing it. I know I won't be tutoring up this Titanic Rex. Oh yeah, the combo. So definitely gonna be cycling this at some point. Not necessarily now. I think we'd rather just start jamming out creatures. In the face of open mana, I'm gonna do the thing I'd rather die. Quickly, Marmosets. Okay. Okay. I think we just play up the Boot Nipper. It's not looking great on this board, but whatever. Alright. I mean, we could double block if we were feeling somewhat suicidal. Not particularly feeling that. Sure, it does now double first strike, but not double strike, to be noted. Alright, let's start by cycle this. Put the trample counter on the death touch creature. Did not hit our land. Does not feel great. Wording Murloc. Oh, that's why they wanted to do that. Okay. Well, this is getting dicey. So I'm trying to think about whether I want to play the Mole or the Remembrance. I guess I want to play the Mole because that should block the Marmoset this turn. Should likely it's this turn they're just not going to attack. They're just going to play their 6/6, and we got another one of those creatures. And as our creatures start to die, this thing's just going to be huge. Speaking of huge, when we get there, that'll be huge. Yeah. So no attacks this turn, I assume. Wow, are we not hitting lands? Okay. I'm just going to play the Bastion. No attacks. Okay, if that's the only thing that's attacking, I still think we're chumping. The question is whether we want to chump with the Coil Bug or the token. I guess we just chump with the token. Okay. Yeah, well, that is something. So I guess we play our Fiend Artisan and sacrifice the Coil Bug to kill the 6/4, and this becomes a 4/4. We've got somewhat reasonable blocks. No attacks. They have no instants of sorceries in their graveyard right now. mean, how did I do mill lands? I assume. Of course we did. Yeah. All right. Getting in there. Let's just take. I mean, we're gonna take as many profitable blocks as we can. I do want to protect the Fiend Artisan as much as possible. There is some ability for them to give a death touch, but if it's a power-based thing, I want this to survive, because then if our other stuff dies, it just keeps growing and growing. And I think we're on, we've got the life buffer to do this. So, on the surface, these are all profitable blocks for us. A 2-drop for a 5-drop, and then 2 wins in combat. But presumably they have stuff they can cast. They're thinking about it. Glad we haven't been blown out yet. That was interesting. Did they know they can have me fight my own creatures? Okay. I'll just play another one of these. Are we the beatdown with 2 Bastion of Remembrances? We might be, honestly. But I think it's safer for us to sit back. I mean, if we just draw lands, this hand gets so good. Alright, they're gonna mill 4 lands from us. Only 3 lands. And they cannot get anything from us. Can they get anything from them? I don't think I think we would have missed. I think we just trade. Oh, it's got first strike damage now. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Alright, well that's good. Yep, just pass. Little Deadeye. Potentially in combat. Let's see. Okay. Well, we'll just block there. And then we can Deadeye to kill the Garuda and keep our Death Toucher. As long as we don't die. Oh, this has double strike. So we're facing down 6, 6, 7, 9, and then like could definitely die to a trick of just about any kind. Alright, I'll do this. I should have flashed this in and tried to ambush the 1/1. Mistakes were made. It's a bargain. Maybe we mill the gnomes. I don't think so. No, we're behind on that race. I mean, they're also at 6. Okay. We get to play a 5-4. Oh, we don't, because we don't have double. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, I guess we do this. Okay. Okay. Submit 2. Can't attack. Like, we're not actually in bad shape. It feels like we are, but the life totals are such that honestly, I think we might just be chumping here, and then puts them at 4, and then we play 2 more creatures. And unless they can gain life, or exile our creatures instead of let them die, they're yeah. I'll chomp. Also, their creatures have first strike, so we can block those creatures first. Okay. Well, that's the thing. I guess that's better than the profit. Yeah. Like, we just need our creatures to die to win, which is weird. Assuming they don't get any kind of lifelink going. I mean, that is just kind of the plan now. Okay, that does make things awkward. I think we would like to kill that the most. And we can't. You can do it a couple different ways. I assume just putting them back for more and having that fight there is our best option. I think we'll do that on their upkeep. Resolve. Card. Sure. Yeah, that was a sweet game. I mean, it felt really bad to miss all those land drops, but man, it is okay. Quickly to take a oops, not here. Just stay in that screen. Take a snip of this. Slide that over. All right, whatever. Okay, so I've got that there as needed. I can't keep the one lander, especially on the play. I can't keep the no lander. Alright, I guess I'll keep the one lander. I guess we put back the Deadeye and Mutual Destruction. Something like that. I hope we draw a forest. If we draw a forest, we're fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. Better ramp. Okay. So I think we just put worse. Make sure we get that out. I guess they could have a removal spell for it, and we wouldn't get the value, but yeah. We got Chevelle, Deadweight. I had something. That's probably a cycler. Well, glad we got our glad we got our 3-drop out. Oh, we could have just recast it. I didn't even... Oh, Luris has text. That was not the best. Crystalline Giants. That's a okay. Good news. I get to put counter on that. Deadweight that. Draw a card. Gain 3 life. Draw this. Recast for profit. That's the turn. Oh boy. I mean, this is a problem. Menace Reach. 4/4. But we get to put another counter on that and kill it with the Deadweight from our graveyard. So I would say things are going pretty well. Sweet, we keep getting our land drops. So I think we just want to play the Excavation Mole. Put more things in our graveyard that we can recast with the Luris if Deadweight's not super attractive. Okay. Cast 1 permanent spell, so you can't play lands out of the graveyard. Yeah. Combat gets reach first strike. Yep, and it gets a bounty counter as well. Good for them. It's getting hard to attack, I'll say that. think I just want to kill that back for more, and this. I guess there's some ways it goes wrong, but this thing's getting pretty annoying. And that is the correct way we would like to stack these triggers. Alright! Man, turns out the mythics and rares, they'll carry you sometimes. The other nice thing about not running best of threes, you don't have to. You just keep play unless you think you need to change your deck. Which this deck is obviously perfect. Why would you change it? I mean, we missed our 4th land drop for 5 turns, still won. We mulliganed to 5 on the play, still won. Like. Oh, our opponent is looks like they're an odd kind of deck. Okay, that's fine. Can go ahead and attack. Happily trade. And get commando value. Although honestly, in this spot, I'm still not sure if I would prefer that commando to not be a swamp. Just so we can guarantee our lands. Yeah, you are functionally unblockable. Okay. So I think we want to start by cycling this. Could do that in combat. I don't think we're necessarily the beatdown deck here. Yes, I would like to leave black mana available. Good. And I guess we just play the Fiend Artisan. It's not amazing. We will not attack. We might actually block this guy. Like if they just, yeah, that'd be fine. If they just slam their companion, we can triple block this guy and just trade it for, I guess, the commando. That's a perfectly fine trade in my book. Okay. Yeah. This is fine. Okay, it's gonna be good when you draw a land. So I think this is the turn for the Deadeye, to Deadeye them in combat well. Think about what I mean, can Fiend Artisan for a Lurrus, that would have been an option, but okay. Yeah, that resolves. Okay, they sniffed out. Then we have a Deadeye. It's fine. We also have a Mutual Destruction. Okay. So I guess we're going to lead the Stampede and do one of these things. Either Mutual Destruction or Deadweight. And I only hit 1 on that. That's not great. And we put lands on the bottom. I think we'll go ahead and dead weight this. No tax. We could double block this if they give us the opportunity. I don't know if that's a great idea. Then again, taking 6 is a little scary too. We'll definitely block the 1/1. Necropanther. Okay. So that's going to get back the Spell Eater, I guess? Or no, the Menace guy. Okay. Alright, so this turn is fine. We get to Mutual Destruction, the Obosh, and play an Excavating roll. I guess we play the roll first, and definitely know the lands we're going to draw. Yep. No tax. Weaponize the monsters. Okay. That makes things a little bit awkward. Oh boy. I guess we play this Bastion of Remembrance. We should attack first. Right. So if we attack, they're going to chump and then kill this. If we don't do that, they're going to do that anyway. Maybe they don't do it. Just take it? Okay. Would happily trade off this token for their token. They have their own bastion. Interesting. Interesting. Oh wow. So with this, they can sacrifice. I think we're just pretty much dead, honestly. If they just sacrifice this, these are each bolts. We can't kill any of our own creatures. Damn. And they have 9 damage on board, but we're gonna make them see the line. No attacks. Yeah. Yep, that's game. So still not sure if this should be a 7. Squeeze that extra. You know what? I'm gonna squeeze the extra land in. Just our deck is so good as long as we can cast our spells. And then what do we take out? I think we take out the Commando or the Stampede. No, I'm going to take out the Stampede. I think our deck is so good. We just don't want to get mana screwed. Oh yeah, this is a mulligan. Okay. Guess we'll put this one of the 6 drops on the bottom of the little deck. guess the back for more is a little trickier to get working than the Blitz Leech. You don't have anything set up to get stuff in the graveyard yet. Sure. Oh, they've got a companion themselves. Lutri, the Spell Chaser. Okay. So they're playing Highlander. Play the Chevelle first. Cheville. Like, we've got the ram through, so if they play any creature, ram through it. Hey dude, what's up? I did not notice that animation last time. Play a creature, play a creature, play a creature. Yes! No, it's not gonna land. But we're getting closer. Okay. How to draw a bedroot. It's supposed to. That's not the way it's supposed to go. Okay, so it's flying first. Flying, so we definitely attack. Let's see if they raid the death touch on here. Good. Good for them. Now the question of whether we Excavation Mole or Skull Prophet. I want to get my ramp out, especially like the Blitz Leech kills that and draws us a card. Yeah. Do that. Draw a land, get to do. Okay. Take 2. So on the face, they can at least play a 3/2 flash this turn. I don't want to trade. Well, maybe I do want to trade just because we can rebuy it with the Lutris. Yeah, seems fine. Yeah. Let's attack. And the Excavation Mole. Sure. Just convoluted. Getting fire on her from noticing. Like, it is. These are reasonable removal targets, but the fact that we can just rebuy them with Luris makes me less afraid. Just monsters. That's a pretty one. Okay, land. Alright. So attacks and gets first strike. And it's that. I think we just go ahead and kill the glider, draw a card. Set up, I was gonna say, we can Fiend Artisan for like the Karuga, the Hippo. No attacks. Wait, why did we draw a card? I had a bounty counter on it, right? Brr? think we just want a Fiend Artisan. What do we Fiend Artisan for? We can get Night Squad Commando, Karuga. This does X or less, so just in case I missed anything. This Bliss Leech is the only 6-drop in our deck. Well, let's do. I guess we want to do this. And then. Choose up to one. I would like a Karuga. Would like to draw a card. Yeah, I've drawn a card. Okay. Let's get repeats. I feel like I should have drawn a card when this died. I don't know what happened there. Blade Banish? Sure. Anything else? Free life on definitely was okay, nice. Alright, I want a Coil Bug and kill this, which does have one bounty counter on it. Right, it says whenever. Permanent bounty counter. Tunnel works. And I think we'll just play the Boot Nipper and pass. And Death Touch, of course. Okay. It's a little bit worrisome. I would like to kill the Thundermane most. And let's attack with the Boot Nipper. Pretty happy to trade that with anything. Sure. Grows a bug. I think I'm just gonna get the Lurus and then rebuy that later. So, Fiend Artisan doesn't really get anything that great right now. We just don't have that much expensive creatures. We do have Titanithrex, the 11/11 for 9 mana, so if we get up to 10 mana, we can do that. Okay. That's pretty good value. I think we just attack with everybody now. Yeah, I'm in for attack with everybody. I guess this can do some stuff. We've got Death Touch. Yeah, just putting a lot of pressure on the life total. Sure. So 5 grows that even more. Three. And we're just going to go ahead and keep playing out our lands. Anticipate, sure. No, that's not a bad draw. Let's see what we're up against. This is a sorcery speed only. Activate this one. Yep. Shark Tofu. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. That probably at least buys them a turn. We get to kill our Nipper. Sure. Draw a card. Do that. Arcing Deadeye. Now they're forced to chump the Fiend Artisan. I mean, that's legal play too. Oh, I guess that's a trade. Puts in that one. You have another. You have 2 lethal threats on board. Another one in hand. I assume this is just straight lethal. Trying to think what they could have to not make this lethal. Yep, they couldn't come up with it either. Alright, 3-1, right? 3-1 or 4-1? I think it's 4-1. 4-1. Nice. Oh. Oops. Keep the 1-landers. I guess we'll keep the 5-lander, make it a 4-lander. Okay, we're up against the Grixis Menace. I think I'm going to hold the Chevelle. Just, yeah, doesn't seem to be doing a ton on board. Don't have any kind of removal. No, let's just run it out there. We can always bring it back with back to more. Well, that is a big spiky sword you got there. Okay, that's annoying. I assume this is like the bonus death touch? Yeah. Well, they should not block anyway, and we will encourage them to block. Oh. Yeah. I forgot I was going to get a token with this, so I should have threatened to double block. Well, like the 1 damage is not that important. Like, there's definitely, you know, tons of ways that threatening the double block goes wrong, but this is fine. This is fine. They're just like 3-for-1 themselves. I mean, we're flooding out, but we're definitely at least ahead on board. Getting more totals. It's fine. If the Deadeye is likely to be able to just get in, we're probably going to jam it on their turn. Sure. So, I'd be happy to trade that off. Okay, they don't want to make the trade, which means they probably want to mutate, which seems sensible. We'll roll and hopefully roll something nice back for more. Yeah, not really. We do have the Chevelle, or the Boot Nipper, for some Death Touchers. So this could at least be a removal spell. It also drains them for 1. Shivering Harvester. Okay, that's pretty annoying. You draw a card, you sacrifice a 1/1. Play another non-basic land. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, so we're definitely going to cycle that and try and bring that back for more. Let's cycle now. Give this trample. the most important. Another excavation mole. Sure. So we can just jam that. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to play my last land or not. Or play a land or not. There is a thing that makes you discard. Do you stay in Grixis or do they have a fourth color? I'm staying in Grixis. Okay. You know 2 lands, which is fine. I'm gonna play it out. It's pretty tough for them to play the whatever Raven's Crime card, mutate, and another mutator. It's not impossible, I don't think, but Spite Dragon is fine. Cathartic Reunion? Sure. Gust of Wind. That's fine. Dragon gets in. Oh, we are back for more. We're back for a lot more. I'm gonna play out the land now. Discarding Excavation will be whatever, but we're about to draw a bunch of cards next turn. You don't want to miss your land drops. Fire Prophecy, sure. That's not dealing with an 11/11. Also, take 1. Fire Prophecy. Still not dealing with an 11/11. Fire Prophecy's so good. More Dracus. I don't think that gets them anywhere. You just attack and win. I guess they can jump and go to 1. Now let's try not to give them that opportunity. Yeah, I guess we can draw some extra cards this way. They go to 1 and we can't kill any of our creatures. So I guess it's possible they can mill us out. Yeah. Man. Moving on up, moving on up. Ooh, Rattled Giant. Nice. This was like played a lot for like the first week of Eldraine, first week or two, and then people realized, oh, everyone else is playing Bone Crusher Giants, so awkward. Sure. So this is not a combo, right? Because you sacrifice this and then Chevelle needs to be in play for you to actually collect any bounties. Let's go ahead and cast this. Sure. Okay. This. This. Everything's going well. Okay, Dolly counter there. Trouble is, I don't really want to use mutual destruction on this guy. Let's see what this cycles up. Sure. Man, we do get to attack. And this. So they might have their own 4-2 guy. Alright, well. I guess we just want to sacrifice the token and get. What do we have? I was gonna say we could get like Luris. Luris might be the pick. Excavation Mole probably is our first choice. I guess we'll do 3. Yeah, whatever. No attacks. No dirge bats. Interesting. That's scary. It's big. Kill some Chevelle. Smashes. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to think if I have mana to do this. So I want to change the mole in for a Luris, recast something out of my graveyard, and then sacrifice that to kill this. So that takes 4. No, I don't have quite enough mana to do that. I don't want this thing to stick around. I just can't do that. Is there, what's an alternative? I think we just smash and then do that. Feels very bad to do this, but it's too easy for them to just have it on the mutate and turn that into a terminate. We can just go ahead and attack in and then shrink with the Blitz Leech. Okay, they're just jumping. Sure. And we'll hold land. Yeah, that's a big boy. Okay. Looks like we can lethal on the back swing, maybe? Just play out a 2 toughness creature? Oh. Play it out anyway. Like that. Oh, do they have the fight spell? Or bite, actually? Let's see what we turn up here. Ooh, 2 lands. Wait. Why did this thing... Oh, Arena, you're drunk. This thing should have 5+1/+1 counters on it. Right, what would... the hell happened? Alright, Arena's having some issues, I guess. Yeah. Alright. Weird day. Like the bug I think I encountered with the Cheville is, I mean, that's a, you know, it's a mythic. It's got some weird triggers, some very unusual counters, but that should not happen. Hand is very medium. You know what this hand could use? A companion. A Luris. Let's get this guy out. That's definitely head weighted. We smash for 3. That's a little bit annoying, but I think we just go ahead and attack and we can trade. So definitely putting good pressure on their life total. Lots of good draws in the deck. Swallow. Sure. Yep, get the attack. And play our profit. Let's make that land, whatever. Oh, yeah, that thing makes sense. Okay. That's definitely quite good. think we're just going to mutual destruction that. Right. So, like, I could use the Lurking Deadeye, attack with everybody. Presumably, they block and they like block here and tap to kill this. They just mutual destruction now. They just kill this. It gets in 1 extra point of damage, but I'd rather hold up mutual destruction. I guess they're probably going to block the coil bug, which is fine. Yep. So, just pass. Alright, we're going to attack in. I don't remember any particular red or white flash creatures I'm afraid of. But we'll find out, I'm sure. Yeah, nice. Removal. Damage. So we're going to end of turn, turn the coil bug. Oh, that's nice. Sure. Eight. Attack. Death Toucher, Bug. There you go. Tap out for a 6-drop creature, please. Exactly. Right. Definitely good enough to do this. Lethal? Yes. Was that the last game I get to play with this deck, or did I get one more? I think that was the last game. Yeah, that was the last time I get to play with this deck. That's a pity. I mean, the deck is basically just, you know, solid green-black stuff, and the rares are good. Good rares are good. End of story. Prize. Recent.